Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to cook 7 meals ahead of time to range from salmon to beef to chicken, so all different types of meals. And let's go ahead and make the salmon first. So I don't have to cook the salmon, I'm just seasoning it and wrapping it. Same with the potatoes. So for my salmon, I'm going to use my garlic paste. This is actually my mom's garlic paste recipe that I have on my blog, so I'll put it down below. And it's just a seasoning that we do ahead of time. So I'm going to go ahead and season the salmon with that. Not too much, you don't have to use too much, you just use like a teaspoon or 2 teaspoons. So I'm going to do like a garlic honey. So I'm going to put some Florida honey, because I'm in Florida now, not Washington. Just going to put that around here. Just kind of drizzle it. I'm going to put some parsley. Sprinkle some salt. Sprinkle some pepper, and I just sliced up some lemon. I'm going to put 3 lemons on top, and when I'm about to bake it, I'm going to put butter in between. So I'm just going to go ahead and wrap that. For the salmon, I'm just going to do potatoes. So I just have red small potatoes, and I'm just going to cut all of them in half like this. Okay, so I went ahead and I cut up all my potatoes, and I'm going to season them and put them in aluminum foil. I'm going to drizzle them with some olive oil. Have them all facing upwards like this. I'm going to drizzle some garlic powder, so just a good coat. I have Himalayan pink sea salt. If you have garlic salt, that's the same. So I usually, if I have garlic salt, I'll put that too, but just mix the two together. Some basil. And then some parsley. I love parsley. And that's how my potatoes look. So I just put some salt, garlic powder, basil, and parsley, and olive oil. And so when I'm ready to bake them, I'm just going to put this on a sheet pan and bake them for 400 degrees for about 30 to 40 minutes until they get nice and brown. On Friday, I'm going to make chicken sandwiches. So I'm cooking a chicken in the oven, which I'm going to go ahead and preheat the oven now. So I just preheat the oven for 350. I'm going to make my bread, my own hamburger bun type. So I have my bowl here. I'm going to put all the ingredients together now so I can let it rise while I'm doing other things. So this bun recipe, I got it from online, so I'll link that below. It asks for half a cup of warm milk. Half a cup of warm milk, half a cup of warm water, 1 tablespoon of sugar, so 1 teaspoon of active dry yeast, and then half a teaspoon of active dry yeast, then 1 egg, 4 tablespoons of oil, I'm using olive oil, and half a teaspoon of salt. I'm using pink Himalayan salt. I'm gonna use my hand now. Now I'm just gonna knead the dough. It's gonna rise while we cook. My oven's already preheated. While my dough is rising, while my dough is resting, I'm just gonna get this going in the oven. This is the full chicken that I have. I'm gonna put some of my garlic paste. I'm gonna put some oregano. So I'm gonna make broth with this too, so I'm gonna put some turmeric. I'm gonna put some salt. For my chicken, I'm going to put celery and half a big onion. I'm gonna move all this aside. Okay, so I've got onion, celery, carrots, no specific amount, just kind of even it out. And then I'm gonna put some water so I can make the chicken stock. About halfway. I know the chicken's gonna make its own juices, so put some pepper. So Monday's dinner salmon is in the refrigerator, and that's done already, prepped for tomorrow for me to put in the oven. Second dinner for Tuesday is gonna be a ground beef mixture with veggies and rice. So I'm gonna put about 4 cups of rice in this pot because I have 2 dishes that have rice in them. And I'm going to cook my ground beef in this pot. And I'm gonna fill this up with water and put some oil in it and some salt and let it cook. I'm gonna plug in this Instant Pot. One of my meals is chili. I'm gonna put in like ground beef. I'm gonna put some oil. I'm gonna put about pound of ground beef, and I'm going to put some chili powder, maybe like 2 tablespoons of chili powder, about a teaspoon of cumin, 2 tablespoons of garlic, a tablespoon of salt, about a tablespoon of minced garlic, and I'll let that saute for a little bit. I'm going to put about a tablespoon of paprika. For my chili, I'm going to do a whole pepper and half an onion. Show you how this is looking. I'm going to put it for 30 minutes. I'm going to go ahead and put some water in here and boil some noodles. Usually I'll put spaghetti noodles, but I don't have that, so I just have rotini noodles. Put some salt. So this is going to be the rice and ground beef meal. The other rice meal is a steak. Now I'm gonna go ahead and put some seasoning on this ground beef. And this is gonna be just ground beef with vegetables and rice. If I had kale, I'll put kale. And I'm gonna put about 2 tablespoons of garlic powder, about a tablespoon of parsley, about a tablespoon of chili powder, and about a tablespoon of basil. Salt. Salt to taste really is what I kind of do anyways, but I'll put maybe like a teaspoon. I'll go ahead and put the veggies on this side. So this is zucchini, yellow pepper, and onion, which is going to go in that ground beef. These tomatoes are going to be for my steak dinner pasta. Some olive oil, some salt, and then mix that. Then I'm going to put some minced garlic, maybe like a tablespoon. While my beef is cooking, I'm going to check on my rice. It looks pretty good. I put 4 cups of rice and about 6 cups of water, about a good 2 tablespoons of oil, and a good tablespoon of salt. And that's going to go with this. I'm going to add some oregano. So while my ground beef is still cooking, I'm going to lower it down. Looks good. I'm going to start my steak, which I'm going to put on medium. So I put butter. And then I just cut strips of steak, of top round steak strips. I'm just going to cook this steak in butter. Add some rosemary. Teaspoon of minced garlic. Alright, we're going to plate our first meal. This is rice. I'm going to use half the rice. I don't think this is going to fit now that I think about it. Sausage is looking good. While my sausage is cooking, I put some butter. Tomato. I'm going to let that simmer in the butter. The tomatoes, I'm going to put about 3 cups of milk. And let that cook. Sausage is looking good. And let's go ahead and make our buns. Alright, here's our rice. Punched it. Let it out here. This is for the buns for our chicken sandwiches. Alright, I think the sausage is done. Put this in here. Alright, I'm going to add some minced garlic. And I did this little hack, tomato paste. I save it in here. good chunk of tomato paste. Alright, so the tomato paste is incorporated. Now I'm going to add the rice. That's the sauce. And this is the rice. Mixture. I'm going to add 2 more sets of tomato paste and stir that in. Sausage, and there goes the sausage and rice meal. Alright, I grated some Parmesan cheese from a block. Put that in there. Thicken the sauce. The steak in there. I'm going to do an egg wash. I'm going to put some sesame seed. For 15 minutes. Let's see how our chicken is doing. We're gonna put it in the oven like that for a couple minutes so it can get brown on top. These are how the burger buns came out. They're pretty big. This one's big. So we're gonna have these with chicken barbecue. Okay, and now we're gonna plate our chili. Looks good. Smells delicious. I'm gonna add some classic barbecue from Parma Kitchen. That's what we're going to use for these burger buns. Are going to be for that chicken barbecue sandwich. So it took me about 3 hours to do all these meals from scratch for a whole week. I have a lot of dishes, of course, but the food is wonderful. So let's take you around. We have homemade burger buns for the chicken, barbecue chicken. We have rice for our beef stir fry. We have sausage with rice, noodles with steak, chili, we're going to serve with cheese, broth from the chicken, and we're going to do a soup. We have the salmon here with the potatoes for tomorrow. Thanks for cooking with me. We made a week's worth of meals from scratch, and hopefully it all tastes great when we eat them. So if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do, and I'll see you guys in the next one.
How come the stars come to shine when it's dark from